Okay guys, so this is going to be like the second part to this video. A couple things that were bothering me and I kind of need to do some more research. So what you do after hours, you grab a beer, grab your computer, do some research. Now, first things first is the things that were bothering me was stated claims on the products. And South Bend, we're just going to go for power rating right now. South Bend, if you actually go to their website and any of their dealers, they say the Stage 2 Endurance clutch for this clutch kit for the 24 valve VR6 with the R32 is rated at 450 foot-pounds on paper. Now, I want to take one thing in quotation marks is conservatively on 450 foot-pounds. That's quite a lot of power. That's like if you're doing like a supercharger or turbocharger setup, if you're doing about 450-ish horsepower. So that's actually a lot of power that this guy holds. Now, Clutchmasters has a very specific number. And if you look into it, they say 170% overstock. Now, that's a weird specific number. So what I ended up doing was I did the math. If you don't want to do the math, it's 427 foot-pounds. So 427 versus 450. So technically on paper, the South Bend Stage 2 Endurance clutch holds more power than its competitor, the Clutchmaster FX400. So we already went through the quality between the two, that Clutchmaster seems to have better quality than South Bend, and also beefier hardware, so like 3 plates versus 2 plates and so forth. So I kind of want to go back to the point of 450 foot-pounds on paper. Now, I've contacted South Bend over lunch, and I kind of want to get some paperwork to prove that this will hold 450 foot-pounds and any kind of certifications or any kind of testing that they had. And they didn't give me any paperwork at all. So if they can send me paper, that'll be great. Now, Clutchmasters, I contacted them. They actually gave me a paper, and it actually came from SFI. Interesting. Now, I had a buddy I was tracking with, and he pointed that out also. Now, SFI is a certification company that does specifically mostly racing and safety equipment. And I actually have their tab open here. So basically, if your product can pass testing and quality control, you hold the right to actually bear its sticker, its certification. So you're going to see a lot of products that are in the racing community that hold that. And what that does is it proves that your quality and your product is true, and you're actually rated for what you actually claim. Now, other products that you'll see SFI ratings on, like roll cages, fueling, even Fluid Damper even has their own. You see that? All tech inspections where SFI approval is required. So that kind of makes it kind of interesting, because these guys had outside testing done and they proved to be true, whereas South Bend, basically it's all internal. So they claim they are rated at 450 foot-pounds and really have no testing outside their own company or even any paperwork that they'll share with me to prove that they hold 450. So that's kind of concerning. So you can kind of see the reason why the quality control and the numbers are more specific for the Clutchmasters in that case. Now, kind of going back on it, I kind of told you already that the reason why we pulled this clutch out was the strapping broke. And when the strapping broke, it does weird things with your face. Now, you can see that this is only a 2-strap design versus the Clutchmasters, which is 3. Okay. Now, this is rated for 450 foot-pounds. Now, the car that was on was my buddy's Dan's R32, and this thing just has cams, stage 2 tune, has like basic bolt-ons, and it should be about I want to say about 300 foot-pounds, give or take, for torque wise. And that's kind of balling it upon the average of what the mods are. So 300 foot-pounds managed to break a 450 foot-pound clutch within a year. Huh. Interesting. Now, what kind of raises concern is, after doing a little bit more digging in the rabbit hole, are those numbers actually true? And if they are true, I'd be interested in seeing and comparing the numbers, because only numbers that I found from South Bend that has the SFI ratings are their twin disc design and racing specific clutches. Okay. So most of their products do not hold any outside certifications testing at all. So it's kind of what they proclaim is true kind of situations, and if it's not true, prove it. But this is just what I'm seeing side by side and what I've learned from it as well. So take what you want, each their own, but I just want to kind of point out the differences between these two guys. And yeah, so this guy's going in, and Danny Boy's going to be happy.